Jesus wants to speak, so I will speak with Jesus. Come, divine will. Come, speak in my speaking, breathe in my breathing, listen in my listening, beat in my heartbeat. What exactly is the gift of living in the divine will? This is from Father Joseph Inutz's doctoral thesis, page 81. In considering the divine will model of prayer and action, Luisa uses the expressions doing the divine will and living in the divine will to emphasize the soul's operation before and after the divine will model. She affirms that living in the divine will is the model that is closest to the blessed in heaven, and as distant from doing the divine will as that of heaven from earth. Jesus reveals to Luisa, to live in my will is to reign in it and with it. To do my will is to be submitted to my orders. The first state is to possess, the second is to receive dispositions and execute commands. To live in my will is to make my will one's own, as one's property, and for them to administer as they intend. To do my will is to regard the will of God as my will. Oh, so it's duplicated. Forgive me, there's a double line there. To live in my will is to live with one single will. And since my will is all holy, all pure, all peaceful, and because it is one single will that reigns in the soul, no contrasts exist between us. On the other hand, to do my will is to live with two wills in such a way that when I give orders to follow my will, the soul feels the weight of its own will, which causes contrasts. And even though the soul faithfully carries out my will's orders, it feels the weight of its rebellious human nature, of its passions and inclinations. How many saints, although they may have reached the heights of perfection, felt their own will waging war on them, keeping them oppressed? Whence many were forced to cry out, "Who will free me from this body of death?" That is, from this will of mine that wants to give death to the good I do. My daughter, you, Jesus speaking to you. Okay, Jesus speaking to you, my daughter, my son. Living in my will is the life that most closely resembles the life of the blessed in heaven. It is so distant from one who is simply conformed to my will and does it, faithfully executing its orders. The distance between the two is as far as that of heaven from earth, as far as that of a son from a servant, and a king from his subject.